guest can be seen at the Luna Lounge right here in New York City each Monday. Please welcome a very funny guy, Andy Blitz.
Thanks everyone. How's it going? Good? All right. So I get a lot of phone calls from telemarketers. You know who they are? They call you and they try to get you to switch from one phone company to another. These people, they call me so much and I get so irritated that I try to do things to convince them not to call again. And I do that by playing a little game called giving them a harder talking to strangers on the phone job than the one they thought they were signing up for. And it's real easy. They'll be like, Mr. Blitz, do you want to switch to our long-distance calling plan? It's only $12 a month and then 10 cents a minute, you know? And I'll be like, well, why would I want to switch to your long-distance calling plan when I'm going to kill myself right after I hang up the phone with you? I mean, unless you can talk me out of it, you know? Thanks for calling, though. Oh. So I was watching TV and I saw a boxing match on TV, and I hate that sport, you know. In fact, it's not even that I hate it. I don't understand it, because what happens is they put these guys in the ring and they sound the bell, and then they just start hitting each other immediately. And every time I see that, I can never get past the total lack of explanation as to what happened between these guys to cause this fight to break out. Because clearly something was going on there. And boxing, they should show you what the problem was. So they should not start with the fight. They should start with like a little scene in which there's some kind of problem, you know? And then, like, I don't know, like maybe like it's like, say Holyfield and Lennox Lewis are roommates, you know? And Lennox Lewis ran up like a $300 phone bill. That's the problem. And so like the curtain opens and Holyfield is like looking at and he's like, what the? And Lennox Lewis is like, yeah, I thought we would split that 50-50, you know? And Holyfield's like, no! And then they're yelling, and then they start swinging at each other, and, you know, they get hit, and you're like, but, you know, like, well, yeah, you know, that phone bill thing has really gotten out of hand, you know? So, yeah, you guys are looking at me right now as if to say, like, what do you think about NASA and the space program? No, that's a good question. Thanks for bringing that up, you know? I don't like them. I don't think those guys know what they're doing. Because they sent that ship up to explore Mars, you know? And then they lost it. And they're just like, well, I don't know, you know? So that's up there somewhere, you know? And even when like things work, I kind of question their motivation, you know? Like remember they sent John Glenn into outer space a second time, and this time he was like 80 years old, and they're like, this is like heroic, you know? And I was like, well, that's just a publicity stunt that you're doing. But they're like, no, that's no publicity stunt. We're doing this for science, because we want to test the effects of weightlessness on the elderly. That's why we're doing it. And I was like, well, that's great. Except, well, who the hell cares what's the effect of weightlessness? Because even if we were to discover, for some reason, that weightlessness was great for the elderly, that outer space just cured them completely, like, then how do we take advantage of that? I guess, like, an old woman will break her hip and her doctor will be like, well, you should go to outer space. I guess. Have you been going out of space? Oh, you gotta go. It's great for old people. Pretty soon, we're gonna start chucking all the senior citizens into outer space. That's gonna be like the new Florida up there. It's a lot of old people. Thanks, everyone. Have a good New Year. Thank you.
Great.
Thanks, man.
Nice job. Andy Blitz, everybody. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.